This video is how I'm going to fit a shade screen to the outside of this window. Here in Arizona in summer, it gets really hot and any kind of window covering helps to cut down energy consumption. So before I do anything, I'm going to redo the trim brown. I'm going to mask it off with some tape so I don't get anything on the vinyl siding. The blind I'm using is this Colorado shade. I purchased 2 of these blinds from HomeDepot.com. They came made to measure for my specific window size. I took extra care making sure that the masking paper was tucked well up behind the trim. The brown paint would not look good on the beige siding. Taping off and masking off your paint job is time consuming, but at the end of the job it'll make for an easier cleanup and it'll make for a better finish. Well, let's be on the safe side. So I've masked it all off, taped it all off. Should make the painting a lot quicker. I'm going to wipe this down a little more and we'll give it 2 coats of brown paint. Wiping off any excess dust and debris with a damp rag is essential before any paint is applied. Do not skip this step. Give that a little while to dry and then this shouldn't take long to paint. I'm also going to apply some tape on the window just shy of the caulking silicone sealant. This is so that again we don't get any brown paint on the window. Even though I'm using tape here, paint doesn't take to silicone very well, so cutting around the edge of the frame is going to be a bit of a challenge to get a neat line. After applying the tape to the frame, this is the first of 2 coats that the trim's going to get. It's very warm today, so this paint's going to dry pretty quickly. So we're going to wrap the brush up for 10-20 minutes, come back, give it another coat, let it dry, and then we should be ready to put the blind up. So this is the blind that I'm going to be fitting to the front of this window with these here brackets, like so, on the top. Let's get on with fitting this blind. This is it. I have this made to the correct specifications. Just going to cover the window on the outside. So the piece with the mechanism goes on the right hand side of the blind. You can see the little piece fits in here, like so. And this is going to attach somewhere around this region. So what you got to do is make sure you measure the width of this. You get it exactly in the center and make sure it's level. So I measured the full length of this. And these 2 points from there to there, which is the roll that rolls the blind up, and you want to get a measurement so the brackets fit perfectly. So when you put the blind in, it just slips in nice. You've got no issues, it's not tight. I'm measuring the blind. I know this blind measures 49. The first bracket goes on the right hand side. These brackets, when we put them on the frame, on the top, we can move them side to side because there's a little slot, but we have to make sure that we get the level correct. Once you have the length of the roll, the brackets can then be screwed up onto the trim. You can also screw one bracket up first, then offer the roll up. Align the second bracket onto the opposite end of the roll, then put one screw in the second bracket. I want to make a mark on the top, make sure it's level. Mark there, a little mark there. So I'm putting one screw in, that's all it takes. I'll be able to put this up and so it will hold. Do the same thing on the other side. Like I said, that's the right hand side with the ratchet, more or less the same, like that. And there we'll overlap the corner a little bit here with one screw on the top and see how the blind fits. So I put the handle together. This comes in 3 pieces. This center piece goes between these 2 pieces, and we'll reattach these screws in there. And then that gives us the winder handle. can see I've temporarily put one screw in, had to just a little bit, but you can see that this is up there pretty good. I'm going to wind it down and see how it hangs in front of the window, that we can make any last minute adjustments on the brackets, put the second screw in, and then we're going to put some little hooks on the bottom along here. They're going to hook in to this bottom rail. I just bought some hooks off the shelf from a big box store. When it's fully wound down, the hooks will hook around here and stop it flying around if it gets windy out here. This hook's in here. And we can wind it down, see what happens. And that's pretty good coverage. Any little shade covering, anything like that can help with your energy bills. And this, you can still see a little bit of light through it. I want to step back and take a quick look on how the blind looks, how it hangs down over the window, and how the trim fits around the blind. Make sure everything looks even and all the margins look the same on both sides. And I'll put these hooks in. Like so, they're going to get screwed in here, one on each side. That way, I'll screw into the bottom like so, and that will hold it down, and you can just release it by lowering the blind a bit lower and then cranking it back up, and it will seat inside there. I'm going to take the blind out, put one more screw on the top on each side. These brackets up nice and plumb. We just need these small screws in there. That's pretty good. Same on the other side. Wiring the bracket up. We fit this side first into a little crankshaft here. This piece just fits in the, you can feel that, fits in the slot. On this side, this piece slides in like so, and there you go. So there you have with the brackets touched up. I neatened up the paint on the trim edges by clearing off any excess on the silicone. Another hot day in Arizona. This is the second of the 2 blinds that are fitted. It really does help cut down some of the heat that gets inside the house. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Good luck on your future projects.